I would like now to invite to the floor Stephan Roeken. He's the Chargé d'Affaires at the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany.
Mr. Chairman, Minister Sarkov, ambassadors, Professor Murray, and ladies and gentlemen, I assume you don't expect me to repeat what the minister and the ambassadors have already said, and especially it would be very difficult to give a better description of the situation in Bulgaria than Ambassador Mustafa has done so. So let me just highlight one aspect where I normally don't agree with the German business community in my diplomatic life. This in countries in Africa and Asia. The difference of opinion was, what is a good minister, what is a good president? And I have seen German businessmen coming and saying, this is a good minister, this is a good president, because we were there. Then he took up the phone, he called somebody, and he did solve the problem for me. For a manager, it's fine. For a bureaucrat like me, I get goosebumps. I have been present in this situation when the president took up the phone, called somebody, and solved the problems. I have seen German businessmen who told me, and the president gave me his mobile phone number. And they were very enthusiastic about it. Me, I have to say, I was not. Because if you are entitled to get a visa to travel to Germany, it should not be necessary to have the mobile phone number of the ambassador. Ambassadors, I think there are really good reasons to have your telephone numbers, mobile numbers, but maybe for the right reasons and not for the wrong ones, which means most of these decisions should be taken by clerical officers, not by ambassadors, not by ministers. And these officers have to act according to rule of law, according to regulations, according to what is the law and what they are required to do, not because they know a mobile phone number. Because this is a sign that institutions don't work. And it leads to a situation where I have been in some countries that have not a very big population, where the judge doesn't look at the case, but he looks at the two opponents. And then he thinks about him, his family, whom does he know, whom does he not know, whom does he attack if he gives a judgment. So, and then afterwards he looks into the legal case. And when you have seen, when you were confronted by German businessmen with these trials, you understand why in art, in sculptures, Justitia is always carrying something in front of her eyes, because not to be blind to realities, but to be blind to the persons who are there. What we need are institutions, and institutions suffer if a system is too centralized, or if confidence in the institution have been ruined. 40 years of communist rule is really a good recipe to destroy trust in institutions. But also the first years of the brutal transformation in the 90s of Bulgaria is also not something to restore trust and confidence. What we need is a more decentralized system, governance system. Each mayor in Bulgaria will tell you that. And what we need are rules and regulations and laws that strengthen institutions and that are characterized by impartial accountability. And I think the justice reforms that Minister Sarkov has taken over from other governments since, to be frank, since 2009, Bulgaria is talking about it. This is a way to strengthen institution. It's a first step, but it's an important step, and I hope that the Bulgarian parliament lives up to these expectations. And although there might not be so much time, that they will vote on the bills. It's a definite step, and it's a step that would be appreciated also by the German government. Our German government has made it clear also at the beginning of the Swedish presidency of the EU that the rule of law will be very important for us, even in this geopolitical situation. You know, there are some issues inside the European Union when it comes to rule of law. but our government will insist that Europe supports and Europe will strengthen rule of law in all our member states. And if Bulgaria made the step, if the parliament, if the leaders, if the parties voted for it, it would be something that would be appreciated by Germany, which would help, which would create a good atmosphere for the decisions that we are waiting for, be it Schengen, be it Euro accession, be it the implementation of the Recovery and Resilience Plan. Germany is one of the biggest partner in economics. That's why rule of law, and that's why this invitation is so important. I hope that you have fruitful discussions and that we will continue to support Bulgarian on the right way. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much for the organizers. I'm also very happy that German businessmen and that the German Chamber of Commerce is participating among the other European chambers, and I wish you success. Thank you very much for your attention.